Earlier we were telling girls to be a certain way and arguing about the fact that's not healthy. We seem to be telling girls to be thin, 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 don't we?
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that the ramifications of that don't begin and end with body image. There was a very famous study that was done by Girl Guiding a couple of years ago, and they found that 52%, so more than half of teenage girls, make excuses to get out of everyday school activities because they don't like the way that they look. And these were Year 9 girls that they surveyed, the year when you take your GCSE choices. So ultimately, the way we feel about our bodies can affect our career path, so it's really important to get it right.
And Rosie, you were shocked by talking to those, you know, teenagers there, because to them they sort of said they kind of know it's too skinny, but at the same time they say to you, that's what I want to be like though. That's for them, that's the ideal, isn't it?
Yeah, they were saying that they aspire to look like that, and I think that's just really damaging to hear, that they want to look that thin. Like, that's not a healthy way to look, and it shocks me that that's how they want to look when they're older.
Do you think that's because they've been bombarded by images of women looking like that, and that's why they think that's the way forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely because the fashion industry puts out these images of really skinny girls, and that's how luxurious and how happy they are like that, when in reality they're actually sick because they're so thin, they're not eating enough. So it's just kind of like a cycle of damaging the younger girls and making it look like it's really glamorous when it's not.
And Natasha, when you hear this one agency said to Rosie, you need to lose weight on your hips down to the bone, I mean, that's not even what, you know, that's not a healthy message to be sending to an individual, let alone knowing that that can then influence other girls as well.
It's not. I mean, under the last administration, I worked alongside the all-parties parliamentary group on body image, and we found that the conversation surrounding this started to become a bit circular because, of course, there are people who are just naturally thin, and we don't want to make those people feel that their body shape is in any way unacceptable.
Well, it's interesting because Cheryl Cole, of course, recently said she would like it to be banned that you sort of make comments about how thin somebody is.
Yes, and so you start to enter into this territory of skinny shaming, and so nobody wanted to be that person who said, right, you know, for example, it's between a size 8 and a size 14, and that's what healthy looks like, because quite rightly that would have provoked outrage from people who fall either side of that scale and are perfectly healthy. What I like about Rosie's campaign is that it puts the emphasis on living a healthy lifestyle. There's quite a broad spectrum within which the human body can exist and be healthy, and I think that we need to acknowledge that we're all different and focus on lifestyle, not looks.
Because Rosie, you want you know, there to be sort of more responsibility over the health side of it, and not necessarily regulations, but that there should be checks to make sure that the models who are that thin are healthy as well.
Yeah, because in my experience, the agencies were telling me to lose weight, but not in any specific way. So if a younger person heard that, they might think I need to stop eating altogether. Like, I was old enough to know that I should eat healthily and I should exercise more, but still I wasn't becoming thin enough to the point that I was told to get down to the bone, and that's just not a healthy thing to hear. So there needs to be some kind of guideline where it says the girls need to be pushed forward to be healthier rather than just become too thin.
Constantly see pictures.
It's boring.
Do you find that?
It's boring.
Do you understand our fascination with it, though, Helen?
No,
because
I don't.
You do look great. You look fantastic.
No, I don't understand your fascination with it, and I don't think you have a fascination with it.
Absolutely.
I think you're just saying what your editor told you to say.
No.